The biggest question that I get when people want to know, like, how did you get your student to do what? You got them to do this, they're achieving that these days. The biggest question I get from people is like, oh, Michael, how do I get started? What do I do? And in that moment, that is the first thing I do is I say, stop right there, because I believe you're asking the wrong question. I mean, our brains, whether you realize it or not, are designed to look for plans. We're to look at things and go, how do I pull this off? What do I do? And the sad part is marketing companies in New York City and San Francisco and all over the world have taken advantage of that fact for years. That's why any TV show late at night you click on, it's like, how do you build 7 figures? Or how do you get 6-pack abs? Or how do you do this? Typically what they're selling people at that moment is a plan. And it's amazing how often, and I'm gonna write this word up here for a minute, our brains look for plans, we look for solutions, we look for strategies, the 3 ways to get better, and the 5 ways to do this. And I'm gonna tell you that couldn't be farther from the truth of anything anybody really does when they become successful. Now, after working with tens of thousands of people just in the last couple of years all over the world and seeing what successful people have done and really looking at the story from start to finish, because I believe most people, the plan is like, how did it get done afterwards? And looking at that and what really created the success, it started somewhere different. And that's the part I want to start talking to you about today and really get your brain thinking in a different direction, because when it comes to achieving anything, I believe plans, you have millions of them. If I come to your house right now and I take a peek around, I probably could find little legal pads, the yellow and the white ones with, here's the finance plan for this year, or here's how I'm going to get ahead in business, or here's my prospecting plan, or funnels, or something else. If you're a marketer, you probably have those written down somewhere, or you have DVDs or VHS tapes on how to get ahead and time management, or an old VHS like here's how to get ripped, or 6-pack abs, or 3-part abs, or some sort of a plan on how you can get ahead. But if it was that easy, if all you needed was a plan, you'd probably have everything you want. You wouldn't be watching this video and you'd be traveling all over the world doing the things you really want to be doing. And I want to show you how to really get this or be a reality and get what it is you want, because it's not about having a plan. It's about making your dream life a reality, the thing that you want. So after doing a ton of research, and I've had clients that run $100 million companies, publicly traded billion-dollar companies, worked with athletes, movie stars, had a chance to research and meet people in special forces, Navy SEALs, Delta Force. And one of the things I recognized, and I remember reading this when I was looking at the best elite forces in the world, especially in the military, they said every great plan has been written in blood. Now, before you get angry and before you become a person worried about bleeding or maybe you faint, my question for you is this. It isn't about blood, it's about things not working out exactly as they expected. So if we backtrack out of the military for a second and you think of a company as simple as Apple Computers. When Steve Jobs first got started and Wozniak and him got together, they wanted to sell computers. But what's fascinating is the plan they wound up with, where they're at today, where they're like one of the largest companies, if not the largest company in the world, is they sell music, phones, apps, different things like that. It's amazing what it is they've achieved, because what they planned to do and where they wound up is something totally different. What they've mastered is what those military ops guys have mastered, is simply this: the ability to get yourself to take action. So we go back to that military book I read. They said, you know what? We want a plan. We want to take the hill. Let's get moving. Guy gets shot, we say, bam, that was a bad idea. The key is, how do I get myself to take action consistently? Now, you're watching this right now and you're probably saying, Michael, I'm already an action taker. Or, you're right, Michael, I got it. I need to get moving. What I mean by action is, the second you get moving, what'll happen for you is the same thing that's happened to me in the past. I remember a couple years back, I said, Michael, I want to get in better shape. And I talked to myself, I had a plan to get in better shape. So you know what I did? I did the first step. I got myself to go running. And what was fascinating, once I started running that day, once you get yourself moving, the biochemistry in your brain starts to change immediately. My plan started to change. I started to think about really great things. So it isn't really about getting 6-pack abs. It's about getting on the floor and doing those first set of sit-ups. It isn't about a 7-figure business. It's mapping out and starting and doing things, getting the domain name, doing the things you need to do, calling the person, making the sale, hiring the person. Take action, because once you take action, here's where the magic kicks in. And this is what, for the last 15 years, I have been known to do for people. This is the hidden thing that I do that I want to share with you today. Because once you take action, our job is to figure out how you could start getting momentum on a regular basis. Now let's think of that word for a second, momentum. It's, I get started, I create consistency, you get what it is that you want. Once you can be a person, and I already know you can do this, you push play, you're watching this video right now, you know how to take action. My job is to how do you make that consistent in your life so getting your plan winds up being something that you naturally do on a regular basis. So I want you to think about this right now. How much different would your life be if you just did the things you wanted to do? How much different would your life be if, anybody can work out for 7 days. Anybody can work on their business for a week. But imagine you did it for 6 months. Imagine you did it for a year. Where would you wind up? And how many of those yellow legal pads would you have where you can go, check mark, I did it, check mark, I did it, check mark, I did it. So if you're the type of person and you say, I got something that I want, because you know you do, or you wouldn't be watching this right now, and you don't want to be one of those people that's just chasing plans, and you're willing to take a little action, I want to show you how simple it is for you to start creating momentum in your life. Now, this program is so powerful because I have, for the last 15 years, worked on reducing every barrier that you can ever have to get yourself to become a person of action. I want to show you exactly how you can understand your inner workings, understand your very specific, custom-tailored motivation strategy, what moves you and gets you moving in the right direction. And my guarantee has been very simple for 5 years and tens of thousands of people, that you will get more done in 5 days than you have in 5 months. Now, I don't mean just getting little things done. I mean the things that matter in your life that you've been putting off. Do you know that there's specific reasons, little things, games that you play, why it is you avoid doing the things you want to do? There's a curve that you get to that I want to share with you how to stop doing. That when you start getting what it is you want, when you stop, I'm going to show you how to insert a little something so you keep going and keep that momentum going. I'm also going to share with you the fourth piece of the puzzle is how you can develop the resources that you need. People say, Michael, what is the influence skills that I need? How do I get myself moving? What you don't realize is, and you're going to begin to realize right now, is that we're going to be working in a group setting, and I'm going to be sharing different motivation strategies for people. So if you're in business or sales, or you have children or family, and you want to learn how to move other people, how exciting is it going to be that I'm going to share with you exactly how to move different types of people? What's that going to be worth to your bank account? What's that going to be worth to your life? So here's the opportunity for you and I to work together and not develop another plan, because you have enough of those, but to start checking off the things and start developing the confidence and the charisma to do the things that you really want to be doing with your life. Because at the end of the day, having a plan or just getting yourself to get going for 7 days, that's cute and all. Getting yourself to make it who it is you are really is the difference. So 5 days, we're going to show you how to not just get out of your comfort zone, start doing the things you want to be doing. And I'm not talking about just jumping out of a plane. I mean literally doing the things you want to be doing on a regular basis. Imagine how exciting it's going to be that you're picking up the phone more often and you're making more calls. How exciting is it going to be that you're finally getting that ad out that you wanted to do to start marketing for your business? It could be as simple as you're putting yourself out there, hiring that person, or finally having the courage to have the motivation to fire that person that shouldn't be there in your life, or having the courage to have that tough conversation with that person that you care about. So you and I working together on the most important person in the world, you. You got to learn how to give yourself that gift. I find we give things to our business, you give stuff to your family, but when's the last time you gave yourself the gift of learning how you operate to start making your life even easier?